Yeah, it might. I'll let you, Scott, maybe define what the contractor death spiral is.
Well,
You're not living it, other people are.
so Martin, I know we've discussed before, our household, my wife and I, we're also Dave Ramsey followers. We're pretty conservative financially. I don't like to owe anyone anything. Um, and so you get, how should I say it? Everyone likes income. It's a great thing. But we could have a lot more checks coming in, but there's a lot that comes along with that. And that is a lot more juggling, bouncing back and forth, to jobs, get a little bit started over here to appease that customer, get a little bit started over here to, get that one. And I think you just get blinded by what the potential income is. And in that blindness, you do not see the commitment, the other side of it that has to be upheld.
Right. I kind of define the contractor death spiral. Our listeners will recognize it if they haven't lived it themselves. And that's where you have to collect a down payment on the next job in order to finish the last job.
Oh, that's...
And number of reasons for that. The first one could be losses. You're bidding improperly, so you're not generating enough money. The other is dragging things out too long so that you don't make enough every month to cover your overhead, even though you might make a margin. Another reason might be because you're just looking at your bank account and all of a sudden you have $300,000 in there without really thinking, that's not my money. Those are deposits. And then do things like you mentioned, go buy a new skid steer or go buy an F-350, because it's really cool.
Well, Martin,
and pretty soon you're behind the 8-ball.
You were the one who previously, after looking at some of our financials, said you guys need to split up your accounts. And as simple as that may sound, if that's not something that if that's not in your background, you may not necessarily think of it, but you're absolutely right. Those customer deposits have to be absolutely separated from any operating expense account, any payroll, maybe even a tax withholding account. But the customer deposits is for work that has not started. That's not money you've earned. And that is a very deceiving figure to have mixed in with your general ledger.
Do you have any advice for people who are trapped in the contractor death spiral? How to get out?
I think I'd have to default to Mr. Dave Ramsey and figure out your snowball and just start climbing out of it. I mean, I haven't been there, so.
What can you just define for our listeners the snowball that they're not familiar with Dave Ramsey?
Sure, Dave Ramsey. It applies to your personal life, but the seven baby steps to financial freedom. But in this case, basically your smallest debt first. If you owe a subcontractor money, you owe a supplier money, you double, triple down and get them done first. Then instead of piecemealing it out to a bunch of different people, put all your resources into one and get that cleared up. Move on to the next one and just dig yourself out.
Yeah. You take the payments that you were paying, everybody gets a minimum, but you take the payments on the one that you wiped out and you add that to the minimum for the second one.
Correct.
Get that wiped out. And I think one of the advantages of that is you actually see progress. You accomplish something.
We don't actually run any credit accounts whatsoever. We are cash and carry with everything, every bit of material for our company. We never leave anything with credit. If we have subcontracted work, at minimum, those payments are made every Friday, whether we've received a payment from the customer or homeowner or not. It's just how we do it. But it also builds really good relationships for us with the subcontractors that we do use.
Absolutely. I mean, they're ecstatic if you're paying them on time because they're so used to having to wait and just carrying receivables and letting their GCs, they're financing their JCs essentially.
Exactly.
So that's really special, and you can get the best workers that way.